Alright, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today in 5 minutes or less I'm going to show you how to do a front caliper on a 2002 to 2010 Ford Explorer or Mercury Mountaineer. The tools you're going to need for this job is a impact. You could also do it with like hand tools, but you're going to need a 19 millimeter, a 21 millimeter, 17 and a 14 millimeter socket, a torque wrench, an 8 millimeter for your bleeder screw, and possibly a screwdriver and hammer, .3 fluid, and a drain bucket. Let's get started. Okay, so here we are underneath the hood. Now, during this entire procedure, you need to be mindful of the level of brake fluid inside of the reservoir. Because we're going to crack the banjo bolt first, fluid is going to constantly be dripping out, and you do not want to go empty. So always be keeping an eye on the level here. So the lift points on these Explorers, I put the floor jack underneath the front cross member here, and then I got a jack stand on the left and the right. And I like to get the tire completely off the ground on both sides. That way when we start the engine and we turn the wheel, it's not binding on one side and free on the other. So step one, we're going to remove the wheel. It's a 19 millimeter. Now with the wheel removed, we're going to get in the truck, start the engine, and turn the wheel all the way to the right. It'll give us more access to reach the bolts behind the caliper. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is take our screwdriver, and we got to compress the piston just a little bit in order to get it to slide off of our pads. Now, if you're not using an impact and you're just using regular ratchets, it's easier to take off our brake line with the caliper still bolted to the bracket. Once you break it loose and the fluid starts coming out, you're gonna kind of have to move a little bit efficiently and keep an eye on the brake fluid in the reservoir. So I'm gonna crack this loose. It's a 14 millimeter. You already got brake fluid coming out. Now to get the caliper off, two 17 millimeter bolts. And because we compressed it with the screwdriver, it'll come out nice and easy. Perfect. Okay, so with the caliper removed, remove our brake pads. As you can see, they're in good condition. Not even close down to the wear marker because I just did these. Now a quick tip is you might want to take one of your lug nuts and put it up against the rotor. It'll hold it flat against the hub and you won't have to fight getting the new caliper on straight. And with the pads removed, you'll see we now have access to the two 21 millimeter bolts that need to get removed. I'm going to use the impact for that. All right, now we can get our new bracket in place. And I torqued these two bolts to 100 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, just make them real good and tight. Now we can clip in our new brake hardware. Good. With our hardware installed, all we gotta do is put back in our brake pads. I know, booba. Then we grab our new caliper, reinstall our two 17 millimeter bolts, tighten them down nice and good. Okay, now we can reinstall our banjo bolt. I like to clean off the mating surface a little bit. And see, in my case, the old washer's stuck. Gotta make sure you pop off the old washer. You can't double stack these. Washer on one side, washer on the other side. Now with these crush washers, there's no dedicated torque spec. You'll feel the washer crush. You just gotta make them nice and snug. And these banjo bolts are hollow. You don't want to snap it off inside of the caliper. So that's good. I'm gonna leave it like that. Clean it down a little bit, and now we're going to go through the bleeding procedure. Okay, now back underneath the hood, because the bolt was loosened and we lost quite a bit of brake fluid, what I'm going to do is I'm going to top off the master cylinder with .3. Alright, now if any of you remember my rear calipers video, you'll remember my bleeding technique. I call it the one-man army. It's just a Snapple bottle with a piece of vinyl tube and a little bit of fluid in the bottom of the bottle. And then we just loop the hose in such a way that the air gets trapped at the top, but the fluid goes through. All right, so we loop the hose so that the peak is higher then the caliper. Make sure the other end is submerged. Now we're gonna crack this loose. I'm gonna start the truck and just start pumping the pedal, and you'll see the fluid make its way out. And again, the entire time, make sure you're keeping an eye on the level in the master cylinder. All right, once you're done pumping the brakes and there's no more air bubbles coming out, what we gotta do is tighten it back up, put our cap back on, and that is it. And last but not least, we'll make sure our fluid is full, cap our master cylinder, torque our lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds. And before we go for a drive, we'll pump the pedal a few times to make sure we have pressure. Yes, we do. And let's go for a ride. All right, so that's it. Everything is feeling good. No issues. Braking is nice. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something. Again, I'm trying to make these videos like 5 minutes or less. People don't have all day to watch a half-an-hour tutorial when I can get the same amount of information out in 5 minutes. You know, the point of these videos is just to try to save people some money, especially with these older vehicles. It's actually quite nice. You can still work on everything instead of like having to put the brakes in service mode and what have you. You know, this is still things you can do at home. So that's it for today. Stay tuned for the next video. Peace.